Hello, welcome to another thought experiment. My name's David Barron. I want to talk today about the whole concept of thought stopping. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of it, thought stopping is a technique. It's used in very high control groups and cults and, um, well, people that want to control you. It's used to make you stop critically thinking and make you stop doubting. It's basically, well, you'll recognize a thought stopping technique because it is usually a short, catchy phrase, something that's designed to lean you toward everything you're indoctrinated to by this high control group and lead you away from rational cognitive thinking. A good example of thought stopping is, there's a group that has been considered a high control group, the Hare Krishnas. They practice a chant that they use to put them in this exalted state. And what you'll notice, for those people who've tried to leave this high control group, they often resort to this chant because it's so familiar and it's so comforting and it provides a certain state, but it also brings them back to everything that's been linked within this high control group. It makes changing very challenging. Now, there are some benefits to the group for doing this. First of all, it increases compliance and loyalty within the group. On top of that, it suppresses dissent and rebellion, and it enhances cohesion within the group. So if everyone is saying these same words or chanting these profound wisdoms, they're together ignoring external reality, and it brings them together. For the individual, there are some negative effects. It impairs their critical thinking. Additionally, emotional distress due to unresolved doubts and conflicts. I want to talk about the whole crypto space. They talk about this when you're when people are being compelled to invest in meme coins and bizarre cryptocurrencies. They get in groups and they fight what's called FUD, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. These are all the things that have to do with critical thought. And the same is true for multi-level marketing. If you notice any doubt, you're belittled and it makes you want to either leave or conform. And so these thought stopping procedures make you stop to stop critically thinking. Uh, there are not so, for example, some very simple thought stopping phrases. I heard one recently. A lady was in a profound, a high control Christian group. They would just say, if someone said something critical to them, they would say, I don't receive that. And how do you respond to something like that? Uh, Another way of understanding is when it comes to mystical framing, if you repeat again and again, I must align myself with divine will. If you continue to repeat that and focus on it again and again, it will start to deplete your own personal ego and conform you to the group. Um, Also, when dealing with self blame, you talk about my doubts are proof that I'm unworthy. Oh my God, if you can continue to repeat that and you start noticing critical thoughts and uh, things where reality comes in and conflicts with what you're being told, it's going to be very uncomfortable. So, first of all, I think you get the idea of all the bad things about thought stopping procedures. I want you to get an idea of where it can be useful personally. For those people that I have worked with on occasion, I notice that through conversation, through the hypnosis I work with them, it's clear what they're lacking is a sense of self-love, a sense of self-esteem, a feeling of self-worth. Maybe they have some, but they certainly don't have what they would truly want. And so I have seen some of these people introduce a phrase, for example, and I've sort of coached them on this. What would be a phrase that would reinforce all the positives of this sense of building your identity? And one of them is one in which they speak to themselves and they say their name. They say, they speak to themselves in third person as if their third person is in front of them. So it sounds something like, David, I like, I love, and I deeply accept you, and I will do everything in my power to see to it you are happy and healthy. And they just repeat that again and again and again. And what that is doing, it is first of all taking their thoughts of lack of self-worth and making it stop. You know, they may have a long, lifelong habit of condemning themselves or being hypercritical. And by countering it with this repetition, they start to build a sense of self, a feeling of independence, and a feeling of freedom. So, my invitation as part of this thought experiment is ask yourself, what would be a thought stopping procedure or phrase that would benefit you and build your sense of self, your sense of independence, your feeling of self worth, your ability to contribute to the world? I'll give you one of them that I have thought of and used occasionally, which is every thought, word, and action is linked to my purpose and destiny. Just think about that. Every thought, word, and action is linked to my purpose and destiny. Now, several things. First of all, you have to sort of create for yourself a sense of purpose. But then every thought, word, and action, the things you think, the things you say, the things you do, all align toward that. If you repeat that enough, if you meditate on it, you begin to, one, you start to build up this sense of purpose, but also you begin to make your life, every part of your life, connected to this sense of purpose. It's not associated with any control group. It's not associated with a specific belief or theology or religion. It's something that you build within yourself. So for this thought experiment, I'd love to hear the most positive thought stopping phrases and techniques that you come up with. Thanks again. I hope this has been a benefit. Please take care.